Good morning and welcome back to my channel here, Your Energy Works. This is episode 34 and I'm in the middle of a small series on mental health and my perspective on mental illness and how we can heal and cure mental illness. I am not a psychiatrist, a psychologist or a cognitive therapist. Neither am I a priest, pastor, minister or rabbi. I am an energist. I work with people's energy to heal their energy. Throughout the series I've suggested that we are energy beings and the problems we face are our disturbances in our energy. When our energy is disturbed, we feel broken, we can't get out of bed, we feel anxious, we feel depressed, we disassociate, we have all these responses to our energy being disturbed. When our energy is flowing, we have full of life. We can move mountains, we can achieve anything. Everything goes well for us. We're driving in traffic and all the lights turn green. We're in the zone. I believe our problem is energy and we need to learn how to heal the energy. The energy is housed in our soul, it's our spirit. When we heal our spirit, we can heal ourselves. We can be complete, we can feel we have a purpose, we're a part of, we achieve our identity. When we're stuck in mental illness, we're stuck in these broken coping skills like anxiety and depression, we withdraw from society, from our family and friends. We get into the whole me, selfish, self-centered, victim, martyr, everyone's out to get me, I'm all alone, no one understands me. And this blocks us off from the source. This creates this hole in our soul to become bigger and bigger. It's my belief that we've been treating mental illness wrong for these last 50 odd years. That what we need to do now is change the process. So we have mental illness, someone has a negative thought. This leads to a negative feeling, emotional illness. This leads to our actions, which are our reactions, which are anxiety, depression, and so on. And this leads to an outcome, and I believe the outcome is our spiritual illness. It blocks us off from the source, from being a part of. We become very much insular and turned in upon ourselves. I'd like to reverse the whole process. Treat the spirituality first. Heal the spirit of the person. This in turn reverses the whole chain. Now when they feel the spirit, they've got the will to live, the will to get up and go on and challenge life and face their challenges and overcome their challenges. Their actions change. From being a victim and a martyr, they gain back their will to live, to be taking control of their lives. This in turn changes their feelings. Feelings about themselves, about the future. They have hope, they have joy, they have a connection with the source, with God, with their families. Their feelings change, which means their thinking changes. They're no longer thinking they're a victim and a martyr. Now they feel that they have a challenge, that they have in control. They can fight this. We heal the spirit, we heal mental illness. But as it is, we've been treating mental illness only, and there's been no change. People don't get better. They get to be able to manage their mental illness. It's not a case of they get better, they get to manage it with medication or therapy or whatever. They get to manage it. In the fellowships around the world, for addiction, they have a 3-step process. They believe that to heal the mental illness that causes them to use drugs, alcohol, sex, porn, food, whatever, the problem is the mental illness they have. And to heal this, there's a 3-part process. The first is to find what we call a higher power. There would be a mentor, someone on this earth, your therapist, someone else who suffers what you suffer from, who's working through it, who's a long way past you, who's more experienced, and can help you. You can phone up and say, I'm having a bad day, and they say, well, when I had a bad day, this is what I did. Or your therapist says, try this. You have someone on this earth you can speak to, who can lead you through this. The second part of this is the most important. You allow God into the process. When I would treat people with my energy practice, without using any God in it, I would give them a reprieve for as long as they weren't triggered. So they could get a week or a month, they could get 6 months. What happens is, when we treat it and we keep it in the environment, the troubles are put in the shadows, and it does press-ups waiting in the shadows, waiting for its chance to come back. And then the person's going along, having a fairly good life, and then they get triggered, and this comes back and bites them 10 times worse. When we bring God into the process, we give it to God, it's taken out of the environment. So in the future, if you're triggered, you're not triggered, there's nothing there to trigger. We've released it into the environment. In this way, you bring God into the process. The third part of it is 100% of you. You share honesty, open-mindedness and willingness to embrace this concept. Now, For myself, I believe God had abandoned me when I suffered my trauma, that he betrayed me, he abandoned me, and I didn't want to ask God for help. So in this process, we're going to ask God to ask you to allow him to help you. Set aside all your old beliefs and prejudices and let him help you. It's a very simple process whereby you give all your troubles to God. Let him take them out of your environment. You use me as your mentor to guide you in this, and you come into this with openness, open-mindedness, honesty, and willingness to embrace this practice. Thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you in a few minutes.